let's move on to story number 3. This is a rumor. An Xbox game is being ported to PlayStation, and it's going to be announced possibly next week. I'm pulling from Jesse Norris at Xbox Era. Multiple reputed leakers have reported that Forza Horizon 5 may be getting a port to PlayStation next week during Gamescom. On the forum, Reset Era users Nate Drake and Shinobi have both intimated that Xbox has a new PS5 port coming soon. Noted leaker Ecstasis then dropped a Cinco de Mayo gif, leading many to speculate that the title would be Forza Horizon 5. After 4 titles reported as part of an experiment, one of them took off. Sea of Thieves has been one of the best-selling games on PS4 and PS5 since it launched in April, making more ports like this inevitable. Now, in an update to the story, Jez Corden of Windows Central has refuted the rumor of Forza Horizon 5 being the game ported to PlayStation in a report on Windows Central, saying, quote, Forza Horizon 5 likely isn't the game being announced next week, although that's not to suggest Forza Horizon 5 won't ever be ported. It would make absolutely insane money on PlayStation, no doubt, and I'm sure Microsoft has Forza Horizon 5 as a candidate for the port treatment. If we're talking about next week, though, and if I had to guess, and it really is a pure guess, not a tease, I could see something older, like Killer Instinct, State of Decay 2, or Halo Master Chief Collection, making their way across sooner rather than later, end quote.
Halo Master Chief Collection would be...
That'd be wild. That'd be cool.
That would be the big official, holy shit, like nothing is sacred, and I think that's awesome. I really wish that it was Forza. I hope that it is Forza. I hope that like people's reports are wrong on that.
Same.
Because you got to feel for the Sony fans out there that haven't had a fun racing game in years. You know what I'm saying? Like they've just been doing these simulation races in Gran Turismo. It's like, what if you could just like drive over a hill and just have an open world racing game?
There was that Need for Speed game that came out a couple years ago. That came out in December, and I played it for like 2 days. Not
sure.
Heat.
But like Forza's fun, you know what I mean? Like
Forza's fantastic.
Forza's like a really, really fun racing game for people who don't want the simulation seriousness of a racing game.
Yeah.
And I say all that in tongue in cheek. I know PlayStation fans are going to get mad at me, but like I look at Gran Turismo and see nothing appealing about it anymore. Back in the day I was like, holy shit, they got real cars in here. Mm-hmm. The first time I played Gran Turismo, I was blown away. They had like the Honda brand in there. I was like, whoa, this is serious. You know what I mean? But I look at these current racing games. I even look at something like Forza Motorsport, and I don't see the appeal in that. That's coming from a casual racing fan who just wants to drive around open worlds, collect little missions, turn this thing in, get that little bonus, and my XP bar goes up, and I can now unlock a new car. Like Forza Horizon 5 is a much more fun experience for me, and I think that the Sony fans would eat that shit up.
I think Forza Horizon is the most appealing like racer there is outside of like a kart racer like Mario Kart or something like that. I agree. I'm of multiple thoughts of this, right? One, I saw people freaking out about this on Twitter like they always do, right? And like I'll still and always stand by. I think the greatest trick the devil has ever pulled is convincing people that this is something to get up in arms about. Oh shit, Xbox is going to put Forza on a PlayStation. Oh fuck, everything is going downhill. Xbox is not going to be no more. Or vice versa. Oh, PlayStation is going to put Horizon on a different platform. Oh, everything's dying. Oh, fucking console games are dead. I think all that stuff is bullshit. I think you got to stop listening to the content creators and the fucking media personalities that are telling you to worry about all this shit. You're fine. It's going to be okay. This is a good thing for players. Right?
They're going to come after your consoles. That's what they're going to do.
The businesses are going to business and like let them figure out how they're going to make their fucking money. But more games and more places to more people is fucking fantastic. And that goes for any console manufacturer. That's first and foremost. Secondly, to your point about even the comparison to Gran Turismo, right? Or like PlayStation, the audience being in the market for something like this. I think you're absolutely right. I like Gran Turismo 7, especially getting my hands on it in VR. That was such a cool experience. And God, if you can put Forza Horizon 5 in VR, I might fucking die. But yeah, like I think there is nothing like Forza Horizon as a franchise in racing. And I'm somebody who, I fell in love with Forza Horizon at 3. That was like when I first bought my Xbox One because there was a price error on Target at Target online. And so I got my Xbox One like super cheap in like 2016, 2017, something like that. Got my Xbox One. Forza Horizon was 3 was one of the first games I got to try out on it. And when I tell you it was a religious experience.
Yeah.
If you're a PlayStation player and you don't own an Xbox or you've not been able to play Forza Horizon on PC, if this happens, you need to play Forza Horizon 5. It is fucking fantastic. My favorite racing game of all time, I'll say, is probably Burnout 3 Takedown. I think if I'm being objective and taking out even nostalgia out of it and all this shit, Forza Horizon 5, probably just the greatest racing game ever made. It's fucking fantastic. That series is endless fun. They've nailed the arcade nature of it. They've nailed like keeping in just
progression and everything.
Progression is good. Man, I just be out. I'm in that game in fields drifting around just to acquire the points and the XP. Yeah. And I'm having a blast. And I'm finding the barn finds. And I'm racing in these different vehicles. I'm racing against fucking planes and trains and shit. It's so fucking good. I hope this happens. If it's not Forza Horizon 5, whatever game, cool, whatever. I really hope it's Forza Horizon 5.
Me too.
This episode is brought to you by Monster Hunter Now. There's never been a better time to jump in and play Monster Hunter Now. The game allows you to embark on a global quest in the real world to track down and hunt monsters from the Monster Hunter universe with your friends. For a limited time, earn a powerful Mr. Beast sword and shield, the perfect starter weapon for new hunters via the Mr. Beast quest line. Check this out.
Late for work. Then Monster Hunter. Now. Boring date. Then Monster Hunters. Now. Then. Now. Then. Now. Then. Now. Then.
Not now.
Then. Now. Monster Hunter Now. Hunt anywhere.
Download Monster Hunter Now by scanning this QR code or going to kindafunny.com/Monster Hunter Now. Again, go to kindafunny.com/Monster Hunter Now to get Monster Hunter Now.
Moving on to story number 4, Final Fantasy 16 is coming to Xbox, it's claimed.
Ooh.
This is Sanche Saxena at Insider Gaming. Reliable leaker Nate Drake has claimed that Final Fantasy 16 is arriving for Xbox soon. Nate Drake was asked on Reset Era via Xbox Era whether any more games were coming to Xbox and if a Final Fantasy 16 release is possible. Nate Drake replied that Final Fantasy 16 on Xbox is going to happen, just waiting for Square to announce it, end quote. It's worth noting that this claim about FF16 being released on Xbox comes just a week after rumors about the game coming to PC surfaced. Last week, keen-eyed Reddit users spotted a game-ready profile for Final Fantasy 16 in NVIDIA's latest driver, suggesting an announcement for a potential PC release could be on the horizon. We might receive more clarity on this at Gamescom 2024. Here's the thing. It's all going downhill. We're losing our exclusives. We gotta stop this, everybody.
It's unbelievable that everybody else can play this game.
What's PlayStation thinking? Letting Xbox get this game.
Damn it,
God
Sony.
damn it. Get it together, PlayStation.
This is so exciting. Oh my God. I cannot wait to play this game on PC again and just experience it without it dropping to 720p at times, because there's so much happening on the screen visually, all the freaking particle effects. Final Fantasy 16 is such a great video game.
It is. What's up, Barrett?
I was just gonna say, what's the history with Square Enix PC ports? Because I feel like
are they
aren't
good?
Great.
Was an Intergrade? I don't remember hearing anything bad about FF7.
Yeah, Intergrade and Remake were fantastic. I had no issues with them.
I saw there was somebody in chat. I think it was either Sick Gamer or Silk Gamer. I missed the name, but they said Dragon Ball mods are incoming. And could you, if I see one hint of a Super Saiyan character in FF16, I'm playing that entire game with that mod. If I see that shit, oh man.
Greg Miller can install it for you. He can install them out for you.
He'll end up throwing my PC tower out the window. If
He knows how to do mods. He's a modder. This is exciting. This is very, very cool. I think Xbox fans will really, really enjoy this iteration of Final Fantasy 16. It is still, to me, the most approachable Final Fantasy game for somebody who is not used, who isn't really used to the tone of anime games or the tone of any of these Final Fantasy games.
Yeah.
When you're maybe expecting one thing and then you get the kind of quirky anime sort of stuff happening, and for somebody who's used to it, I understand that this little silly character in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is going to be weird, and sure, we're going to get like random hip-hop music when you're riding a chocobo. We understand that that's kind of what that is, but a lot of people don't really, a lot of people who don't watch anime just aren't aware of these different tone shifts, right? I think Final Fantasy 16 is like the most approachable in terms of like, here you are, you're going to get a fantasy video game with a lot of like political intrigue and awesome dialogue and great characters, and it's not overly serious because it's still got awesome characters that have really great dialogue and back and forths and relationships. It's such an awesome freaking video game.
It is.
And it just hits you with hype after hype.
And such good character dynamics too.
Yes.
Like from both the characters that like, might have a romance brewing to characters that fucking hate each other. I've never played a game that is like convinced me on how much these characters hate each other more than this game.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hype.
And also Sidolphus is just the coolest son of a gun ever.
Oh man, I love Sid so much in this game. Yeah, you got to play Final Fantasy 16, especially if you're like what Annie described, right? If you're somebody who other Final Fantasies haven't done it for you, or tonally, like you're somebody who doesn't really vibe well with stuff that is like over the top or less serious or whatever. Final Fantasy 16, I think, has the gravitas. It has a very approachable combat system.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I know that like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Remake are going to hit you with these really ultra serious moments, and they're going to be emotional and shit. But I've seen the ways some people in my chat react when I've been doing my Rebirth playthrough, and they'll be like, "What? This is just weird as shit." Because why? Like this guy's just giving you a car, and he walks with his shirt off. He's always like flexing for you, and this one old guy is like flirting with all these women. Like, what is going on with this game? And like, there's going to be a lot of silly shit in those games. Final Fantasy 16 doesn't really have that, except for like a floating Moogle.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
like I'm somebody who I love both sides of it, right? Like 7 Rebirth, I would say I like more than FF16.
Oh, I love it. It's
But, like,
entertaining as shit.
But yeah, both of them have. I think both of them have their place, right? And like both of them, if one doesn't vibe with you, doesn't mean the other one. Like in fact, there's like a good chance that the other one is gonna vibe with you, just based on I think how they oppose each other and how dynamically different they are in good ways.
Yeah.